Hey there, I bought a new bike. Let's take a look. Hi there, it's John and welcome to Cycling on a Shoestring. I'm out in my garage right now. I wanted to show you the new bike I purchased. And if you've been following me on the channel, I did actually a review last year. I was up on my buddy's bike. He had a fat bike. I was riding out in West Bragg Creek and I said I wanted to buy a fat bike. And I've been looking, but I've moved, pretty big expense there. And we've had to purchase a lot of things for the home, and I didn't want to spend a lot of money. And let's face it, if you're looking for fat bikes anywhere right now, in Calgary, it's been brutal. Not a lot out there. And anything I've been looking at, nothing was less than $1,700, and then people getting into carbon fiber, full suspension fat bikes, real expensive stuff. And to be honest with you, price was my primary thing I was looking for a fat bike. And of course, I always tell people buy a little bit more, spend a little bit more to get a bike that's better, but I didn't have a lot of cash. I didn't want to spend very much at all. So I looked around and I came across this bicycle here. So let me just swing the camera around and I'll show you what I bought and I'll tell you how much I paid. And I'd like to get your thoughts as well. Maybe you have some thoughts on what I purchased, or maybe some suggestions of what I might buy in the future that's good value for the money. So let's take a look. This is what I purchased. This is a Diodora Artico fat bike, and you can see it says Artico on the down tube right there. I didn't even know Diodora made bicycles until I saw this one online. From what I understand, you can get this bike brand new for about 800 bucks, okay? I paid $370 for it. So I thought that was a pretty good deal. Let's take a look at the parts on it. Kind of a mixed bag with parts. Cavu parts. I'd never heard of them until I saw this bike. Cavu bar, Cavu stem, Cavu saddle as well, which doesn't look too bad, but I have other saddles here if I want to switch it up for something a little more comfortable. On the front, you can see we've got Tektro brakes. I think that's a 180 disc on the front, and it's a 160 on the back. They are cable actuated. They seem to work pretty good. Tires, 4.9 inch. Brand is Chow Yang. Never heard of them, but they're studded. So I got studded tires on this for 370 bucks. I figured if I bought a bike, I wouldn't have studded tires. If I wanted to replace them, you know how expensive they can be. It can be, $200 a tire. So I got studded tires and I only paid $370 for the whole bike. As far as the crank goes, not exactly sure what brand it is. Might be Cavu again. I put my own pedals on it. My old beat up 535 Shimano pedals. It's got a 30 on the front. On the back, it does have Shimano Dior, which I was surprised to see. And the cassette on the back is an 11 to 40. So gearing's not too bad on this. I'm not going to be going up any really steep grades. Well, then again, I might with a 30-40 on the back. It's pretty good. Aluminum frame, I'm pretty sure. It does not have internal cable routing for a dropper post. I suppose you could put one with an exterior cable routing on it. It does have cable routing on the front to go back to the gears and also to the rear brake on it. And overall, pretty pleased with it. And I think it looks fancy with that blue water bottle cage I stuck on it last night. But what do you think? Did I do okay for 370 bucks? I think I did. This is going to be something I'm going to be riding in the wintertime. And yesterday it was very wet around the city and slushy. It was about 7, 8, maybe 9 degrees in the city yesterday. It's dropped down to minus 17 right now. So all that slush is going to be iced over. And we got snow last night. So having these wide tires with studs are going to make me feel more confident when I go for a ride. So I'm going to go get dressed up, take this out for a ride, and you can see what it looks like when I'm out riding it. And I'll give you my final thoughts on this later in this video. I'm out here in Fish Creek Park and you can see the fat bike down behind me. And everything I rode on yesterday on my old road bike with studded tires, narrow tires, it was all slushy yesterday. Today it's all ice. Much more confidence out here today. I'm going down this little section here You can kind of see the pathway maybe behind me. It kind of does switchbacks down here. But let me just turn the camera around. I want to show you where I was riding down here, and I started sliding even on the studded tires. Let's take a look here. You can see right here where my wheel went, and you can see where the studded tires dug in, but slid right through this corner. So it's very, very icy coming through here. But I'll tell you, this bike so far has been kind of confidence building out here today. I've just been kind of riding on stuff today that if I was on my other bike with the narrow tires, even with studs, would have made me a little bit uneasy. So the bike's been pretty good so far. I'll have some more comments on it in a little bit. So just wrapping things up on this bike, the Diadora Artico. Overall, pretty good bike. I have to say, I'm pretty happy with it. I mean, what did I say, 370 bucks is what I paid for this. So I'm pretty happy with it. Brakes on it, not too bad. You know what, I think I would probably replace them maybe in the summertime when it gets warmer. I'll put some hydraulic discs on them, get some lower end ones, but some that are a little bit better than this. Shift's pretty good. I didn't mention what the shifters were. They are Shimano rapid fire shifters on the right side. Doesn't have it on the front because it's just a 1x drivetrain here. They work pretty good, but I have to say they're a little bit sluggish today. But I would put that up to the fact that it's very cold and it's just slow going through those cable housings and whatnot, which I'll likely replace the housings and the cables in the spring to get it running just a little bit better. As far as the tires go, I think they're good. I mean, you get confidence out of them. I don't know that they're great studded tires. I've never ridden with studded tires before. Strong you can get some better ones. When I did hit that patch of ice going down that hill, they did dig in, but they slid, so maybe they're not big enough or are strong enough to hold on a hill. But overall, when you're on the flats going through ice and snowy sections, I feel pretty darn confident on this bike. So overall, I'm pretty happy with it, and I've been looking to get a fat bike. I didn't want to spend a lot of money. I feel pretty comfortable on this bike as well. One other thing I wanted to mention, you know, for a bike that's a lower end fat bike, it does have lockable grips on it, which I find fascinating. And again, it's that same company, Cavu. So pretty cool bicycle for the price. And I think if you were to pay $700-800 bucks for this, you'd probably be pretty happy with it. I certainly am at 370 bucks. If you like the video, let me know in the comments below. If you got any comments regarding, you know, fat bikes and things like that, leave them there as well. And I do appreciate you watching. Please give this video a thumbs up if you liked it. You can subscribe to the channel. Also hit those notifications, and I'll see you next time on Cycling on a Shoestring.